Jonathan and Primero into the wall, then just about avoids it. Is history going to repeat itself? Yes, it is. Off the track, into the wall they go. They go down like Skittles. Formula Danny is the winner of the first ever Squad Sprint Series. He is the champion. Hello everyone, and welcome along to round number 5 of the Veloce Esports Squad Sprint. We've arrived in Suzuka, Japan, for what should be yet another classic installment of this incredible series. I'm Ginger Andy. Joining me once again in the commentary box, we have Justin Sutton. Justin, what a circuit this is to go racing.
Thanks, Andy. Yeah, I am absolutely thrilled to be by your side to watch what I assume will be another incredible race. Last time out at Spa, it was James Baldwin who picked up the W after a technical issue caused a huge accident at the start of the race, taking out Visa, Arov, and crucially Simon before even turn 1. As a result, James is now third in the championship, level on points with Danny, and only 1 point behind Hypers. And as a result, I think we can expect fireworks here today.
Yep, so tight at the top of those standings. As we look at the grid, it's Camille starting from P1 with Liam Waddington alongside. P3, it's Ryan Littlemore, he's got Niren alongside in 4th. And on the 3rd row, it's Isaac Gillison starting from P5 with Sierra Limitless in 6th.
Then it's Raggy in 7th. He's got Arov alongside him on the 4th row of the grid. Then it's Eterno Joe in 9th position alongside Tom 97. And then we've got Hayden Gullis starting from 11th alongside Alex Gillen.
Yep, Alex Gillen, P12, he was sliding everywhere last week, wasn't he? Tom Storm Lartelo starts from 13th with Simon Vigang. In P14, Tiamat Marek, he's been impressive so far. He's 15th with Jarno Oatmere 16th. 17th, of course, is last week's race winner, Veloce James. Daniel Beresney is 18th. And right at the very back, the championship leader, it's Hypers, who, Justin, has yet to win a race, showing that consistency is key.
Exactly right. I mean, and that's across all types of racing. That's not exclusive to squad sprints or Formula One or anything like that. You need that consistency, and that is what Hypers has been. We head into round 5. The very young driver, again, we've spoken about this before, he's not even 16 years old yet, and he is leading this championship ahead of some very well-established sim racers, and he has been hugely impressive so far.
Yes, it's especially important though that you're consistent over our season. There's only 12 rounds long. Remember folks, only 12 races this season. Team radio from Williams.
Good luck, mate. Let's P1 and P2 today. We can do this. We can do this.
Well, Williams they're looking to get some motivation and try and get a strong result here today as the cars line up at the end of the formation lap, and we're about to go racing. Here come their 5 red lights here in Suzuka, one of the fantastic circuits on the calendar, and we are racing. Ryan Littlemore moves away from 3rd. Visa gets off the line this week and then immediately disappears, strangely. But there we are on the run down to turn 1. It is Kirky in the lead with Niren up to 2nd, and Arava there. I'm trying to make a move round the outside of Tom 97. Look how close that is, touching wheels as they weave their way side by side up through the SE section. Arava 7th as we go on board with Raggy up behind Veloce Isaac. Justin.
Yeah, incredible stuff. A surprisingly clean start as well. I do see a yellow flag and a slow-moving racing point, so it looks like either Eterno or Hayden. Yeah, it is Eterno who is on those medium tires there. You can, on the left-hand side, you can see the different tire compounds that everybody has gone for. Oh, that was a car heading off. That was one of the Mercedes as well heading off there, and Isaac has just lost a load of positions starting from the front of this grid, and he is going to be really disappointed about that. And look at that. Is that some rear wing damage, or is the DRS broken for Storm? I think that's what that was. But, of course, no DRS just yet on this opening lap. Moving on with the other Mercedes of Tom 97. It was indeed Raggy that got caught up after the Degner there. Oh, and some contact there. Oh, that's heavy contact between Isaac and Storm, and he is going to be losing a lot of positions as a result of that. And I'm sure Isaac is going to be a little bit disappointed in himself with that one. On board with Arov now in one of the 2 Ferraris as he closes up to the back of Ryan L83 in that Toro Rosso. Can he make a move through 130R? No, he can't. He's going to be side by side with the Toro Rosso into the Casio Triangle. He's much later on the brakes than Ryan L83 takes out the Pollard for just for some good measure there, and he's up into 4th position. A great overtake for Arif, and now he's got his flatmate up ahead. He's got Niran up the road just a little bit. Tom97 becomes the next person to relegate Ryan L83 down into 6th position now, and let's see if he's going to make a move on Arif there. Oh, I think that would have been pretty exciting if Tom could have tried to make that 2 moves on the start-finish straight as we start lap number 2 of just this 13-lap race. Of course, it is only 25% distance, these races, but look at this. Look at the way Tom is absolutely hounding Arif. They've been pretty level, I'd say, as far as performance so far this season. Maybe with Arif just a bit of... oh, no! And that's a big moment for Niran at the Dunlop curves, and that's going to take out Arif as well. Tiamat Marduk is going to gain a load of positions as a result, and the safety car is out yet again. This is what is this now, the 4th time in 5 races? Well, the 4th race in 5 races. I think this is the 5th safety car we've seen so far this season. This is incredible.
Well, that was absolute carnage, Justin. Yet again, the safety car out 4 and 5, as you say, and no surprises as to why it's out this time. Big moment there going through Dunlop. We know how blind that corner is, and everyone just arrived on the scene, and it was just complete carnage. As they came over the crest, round the blind bend, and several cars in the wars, and we do, as you say, have another safety car. I've got to say, that was some move from Arava just before that, though, coming into the final chicane, wasn't it, on Ryan Littlemore. Ryan, of course, he used to do overtakes of the week. I think that would have made it into his series, wouldn't it? A move on him, of course, Justin. That might even appear in the Veloce's overtakes of the week. Who knows? As into the pits then comes TRL Limitless at the end of the lap, end of the second lap. So he's in, Jarno Opmuren, Alex Gillen, everyone pouring into the pits at the end of this lap to change the tyres. So what kind of tyres we're going to go on here? Looks like it's going to be a set of medium tyres for JD. What will the guys on the mediums go for? Can they get to the end on softs, or will they just fit softs and come straight back in on the next lap perhaps, Justin? We'll have to wait and see what they do, because that's asking a lot to go to the end of the race on softs.
Yeah, it's not going to be easy. They're going to have to really take care of those red mark tires if they want to get those to the end of the race with 10 laps still to go. But of course, we might have one more lap under the safety car as well, which would be beneficial to those that are switching over to the soft tires that are hoping to try and make it to the end of the race. Certainly, if I'm one of the midfield guys or one of the lower guys, oh, we got team radio for Ferrari.
Oh, Niran Span. Oh, come on. Frick's sake, man. Ah.
Frick's sake. That is the new quote from Arif. But thankfully, he didn't get taken out. Look at that. The fighter jet reflexes from Arif to avoid that collision with Niran. Now, unfortunately, he couldn't go to the left-hand side, going through a left-hand corner. Tom97 making huge contact with that McLaren, then gets rear-ended by Ryan L83, who suffers huge front wing damage as well, as we go on board now on lap number 4. And I believe the safety car is going to be coming in, and it is going to be Karki and Vizza who are leading the way at the restart. And there we go. We get confirmation from race control. Safety car is going to be in this lap. And I have to say, Andy, I'm a bit nervous about this restart with Karki and Vizza at the front. I have a feeling that I don't know, maybe we'll see a second safety car in this race potentially.
I'd love it if Vizza won the race. I really would. How funny would that be? That would be absolutely ridiculous.
Go on, Vizza.
Yeah, here we go. Yeah, you know what?
No, he's already lost the position.
Oh, yeah, well, there we go. That didn't work out too well. We're off the ground and away, and Tiamat Marduk flying away, and he's flew away too quickly. Illegal overtake, and look at them all bunching up. It's like an actual race start. 3 wide into the first corner. Unbelievable stuff there. It's Karki leading from TRL Limitless, who gets a 5-second penalty for ignoring the yellow flag. Tiamat Marduk side by side with Veloce James through the S's. Absolutely incredible. Team radio from Haas.
Wing brake. It's got to be the worst track in the world to have a wing brake. Oh my god, this wing!
Yeah, he's struggling. You can tell James is really struggling, and he's right. This is one of the worst tracks to have some front wing damage. And you can see just by the way Alex Gillen is crawling all over the back of him, and Formula Danny lurking in the distance as well. I think James, the guy who won the race in Belgium, is going to be struggling here today, Andy.
Yeah, so many reasons. Oh, look at that from Alex Gillen up the inside. He goes into the hairpin Kamui Kobayashi style there from him. But can he make it work? No, Veloce James holds on as they make their way down towards the spoon curve. Veloce James, as you say, absolutely wounded, struggling with that damage. And Alex Gillen going round the outside, forced onto the curb. Is he going to make it work? No, Veloce James still has it covered as they exit the spoon curve. And now Formula Danny is right there, ready to pounce on any mistake or any poor positioning that Alex Gillen may make. Through 130R they go at over 300 kilometers an hour. James still holding the place. Alex Gillen trying to go round the outside with that damaged front wing on the Haas. Has he made it stick? Yes, he has, and Formula Danny will surely sliver through as well as we lose Raggy from this race. Fastest lap from Jarno Opmeer as they run across the line. We're almost 3 wide. I think we are 3 wide. Going down towards turn 1. James, Danny and Alex Gillen, who'll play the quickest, and it looks like Veloce James has incredibly hung on to that one, and we've got yellow flag and a virtual safety car.
I think something happened with Raggy. I saw Raggy. Here we go. We're going to go on board with the Mercedes driver. He's heading down. This is already at 14th. We got Team Radio here.
Oh, no. No! He broke through 130R.
Yeah, I don't think Vizza's going to be winning any races breaking through 130R. That is not the way forward. But at least it's only a virtual safety car this time. And there we go. The virtual safety car period is ending. And look at this battle for the lead that we have. All 3 cars within about a few tenths of a second or so as they make their way down towards Spoon Curve. Limitless is going to be side by side with Karki. He's going to have to be around the outside through the double left-handers of Spoon Curve. Jarno Opmeer, who wants to get back into this title fight as well. Keep in mind, Jarno has not had the best luck so far this season, so he is going to be desperate not only to finish ahead of Formula Danny and Hypers and the other guys that are challenging for the championship, but he's going to be desperate to try and get the win here. And he goes side by side with Karki through 130R inside line. They're still side by side on the rundown towards the Casio Triangle. Can he outbreak the Williams? No, not quite, but with the inside line, he should be able to make that work. And here comes Tiamat Marduk. He's going to turn this into a 4-way battle for the lead. Absolutely
incredible there from Jarno Opmeer. Absolutely superb from him as we go back to Veloce Isaac.
What was that?
Oh, God. I don't know what's worse, Justin. Is it that, or is it breaking through 130R from Vizza? You know what? We want to hear it in the comment section, folks. What was worse? Was it crashing in the pit lane or Vizza breaking through 130R? What is the most embarrassing? Goodness me. Veloce Isaac, that was absolutely horrendous, Justin.
That was pretty embarrassing, let's be totally honest. Although I say that, I probably would have done something even worse had I been behind the wheel. But we go on board with Formula Danny, who is trying to take a position, a top 5 position, no less, off of Veloce James, who, again, does have that front wing damage, so he is certainly struggling. He's got one hand tied behind his back, essentially, with that front wing damage. Anybody that's played F1 2019 a good amount or seen the F1 Esports or anything like that knows how much time you lose just by that little bit of front wing missing, and that is what James is having to deal with. We are now halfway through this 13-lap race here at Suzuka, and you can see a bit of a gap now starting to form. Just looking at the mini-map, you can see the top guys starting to break away. There's a bit of a gap, and then there's another gap after the next guys after that. Side by side now between Alex Gillen and Hypers, but it looks like Alex is not giving up. He's not giving up on that position whatsoever. Oh, a bit of contact between the two of them. Up the inside for Hypers. He breaks late enough, but Alex Gillen breaks late enough to maintain the position. He gets a bit creative with the inside line there through the Casio Triangle. It's going to give him a great run. Karki picks up now a 5-second time penalty. Meanwhile, Limitless and Jarno Opmeer are going side by side through turn 1 and around the outside. Goes Limitless. Oh, and it's a big spin for Jarno Opmeer. He has spun it. He's going to lose a load of positions as a result of that. He gets back onto the circuit in a nice, safe way, which we love to see. And now it is Simon who is going to be the leading Renault, and Jarno has left the race. That is so unfortunate for the Renault driver. Again, I cannot stress this enough. He has had the worst luck this season. Totally undeserved. An incredibly talented driver, and unfortunately he just hasn't had the luck on his side to show that here in Season 2 of Squad Sprint.
Yeah, what an opportunity it was for him, Justin, with his rivals right behind him in the race. What a chance, and he's blowing it with that spin, well, having collided with TRL Limitless, and he drops down and way out of contention now. In the championship, it will drop him even further behind as Veloce Isaac has now left the session. He had, of course, crashed into the pit wall, for goodness sake, earlier on in this Grand Prix. As we keep an eye on Hypers, who is the championship leader, determined to just keep up that consistency that he's shown so far this season by just picking drivers off and just getting the podiums. I think he's had a podium in every single race so far. He'll be looking to do it again. Tiamat Marduk, incredibly, sensationally, is up in second place, turning in another stunning performance. How much longer, though, will it at last, because Veloce Formula Danny, the Hungarian, is right on his tail. It's TRL Limitless that leads this from TMF Marek as Formula Danny comes round the final corner and up towards the start line. Here he goes, and well, wow, that was incredibly easy. As we now go back to Alex Gillen. James covering the inside line. We know how much he's struggling with that wing damage. Alex Gillen will feel his pain. He knows what it's like. We've seen it back in the USA when he had the damage. And look how close that is touching. And James holds on still. He really is battling so hard here. 4 cars all together in the S's. And look at the Renault of Simon Weigang round the outside. And that was daylight robbery from Simon Weigang, taking the move on the two of them, and through he goes. And James, he might have a lot of trouble here keeping Simon back, because he just mugged the pair of them there, Justin.
That was incredible. I cannot believe that turn of events for Simon. Oh no, but big contact with Hypers behind it. And Hypers completely no remorse whatsoever about that contact with Simon, just continues on. He says, if I'm going to get a penalty, I'll deal with the repercussions of that later. He's very much doing a shoot first, ask questions later sort of mentality as Hypers. He does move himself up into 5th position. Alex Gillen really getting hung out to dry in the S section there, has lost a decent amount of time and a couple of positions as a result of that, but he is still hanging on to the back of this group, and he still is in with a fighting chance, especially with James having that front wing damage that could allow that pack to come back towards him. Here we go, though, with Tom 97 up the inside into the first of the left-handers through spoon curve, and he is going to take that position off of Alpha Visa, moves himself up into a points-paying position, dropping Visa down into 11th. Surprisingly, Visa nearly made... Oh, Visa hasn't stopped yet. That explains a lot of the questions that I just had popping up in my mind just now. But we move back on with Simon, who is again right behind Hypers. Hypers going for the move on... that's a strange one. Simon has stopped on track. That must have been some incredible G-forces to go from 100-something whatever miles an hour down to 0 in an instant like that. So, unfortunately, the bad luck for Renault continues.
Yeah, I don't know what the hell was going on there with Simon, but...
never seen that.
Yeah,
never seen that.
And we've covered many league races on these games, and I've never seen that one, but okay. They always pop up, new ones all the time, don't they? As Arava in 17th, a lowly 17th, finds his way down the inside of Eterno, takes the place, covers aggressively to the inside. Eterno can't do anything about it, and Arava is through and up into 16th, battling down for the minor places. I think it's actually for last at the moment, because the cars behind that are all out of the race, as we now pick up Veloce Storm going through Degner 1 and Degner 2. And Visit up in front. I hope he's not braking on a straight line. Thankfully he's not. And here comes Storm. Side by side. Oh, Storm getting onto the curb there, nearly losing it. Is he going to go around the outside? No, Visa covers quite well on the inside there. But unfortunately for him, Storm gets the exit he's looking for and is through, as we look at Tom now on the inside of Niren into Spoon Curve. And, well, that was a beautiful move there on the inside of Niren, who had no answer for it. And Tom doubles his points tally from 1 to 2 for this race.
That's his specialty, it would seem, in this race, is overtaking McLarens. Tom doing the job, moving himself up into 9th position, and getting some points as well, because he hasn't scored points in very many races. So when he does score points, he has gone very well. There we go with Simon making rather quick work of Hayden Gullis, if we're totally honest. I mean, look at the number of car lengths between the two of them as they make their way into the high-speed turn 1, and Hayden not really fighting that one. And I wonder if that was sort of intentional. I wonder if Hayden is just, giving up on that position. He says, I'm not going to be able to fight with Simon. There's a pretty big gap behind Hayden, so this is a good opportunity for him to, monitor his ERS, his fuel level, all that kind of stuff, and just bring home some solid points for Racing Point. Because, of course, they have been, as you pointed out a few times, which people love in the comments, they have been racing pointless recently, but not today. It looks like Hayden, with just a couple of laps still to go in this race, is going to be on for a nice points haul for himself, I would say, and for the team. So now it is, though, this is what it's all about. We have turned to the leaders, and it is Alfa Romeo Civil War. The Season 1 champion is closing in on the newcomer, TRL Limitless.
Oh, well, this is going to be good. Get the popcorn out. This is going to be brilliant.
No!
Oh, no! Hayden Gullis!
Hayden!
No! What are you doing, son? What are you doing? He's spun it. He's done it at Spoon. He's gone the wrong way, and he's now facing the right way, but he's going to have Tom right on his case. Well, he clearly let Simon go because he thought, okay, consolidate this place, take home the 4 points, and he's only gone and dropped it in Spoon, and now he's going to be under serious threat from Tom 97, and soon Veloce Storm as well, who behind us on the road has just made an overtake on Niren. So this is going to get very, very tasty for Hayden Gullis. Can he defend? Can he get the points? It would be, I believe, their first
Look
points
at
as the
this.
opening race of the season. And Tom is gaining absolutely rapidly, and he's flying by and up into 8th position before they reach the breaking point in turn 1, and Hayden drops to 9th. Racing Point, they will be getting points today at least, but you know, it halts the slide. But this is what it's all about. Well, as you said, Justin, we've had the Racing Points in Civil War. At one point we had the Hassies in Civil War, but this is for the lead of the Grand Prix with just 1.5 laps to go. This is what we love to see in Squad Sprint. TRL Limitless fighting with Formula Danny to take the victory. Limitless, of course, late joining to the series. Danny knows he needs the points in this championship push. Will he go for it? Will he try everything he can to take the victory away from TRL Limitless, or does he consolidate the points he's got? Remember, folks, if they were to come together, TMF Marduk could end up winning this race. So let's see what happens as Formula Danny lines up TRL Limitless. Fred Vasseur, turn away from your television now, because this is about to get very, very tasty. Formula Danny lining up Limitless, coming out of the final corner. Limitless defending to the pit wall as we start the final lap of this Grand Prix. I'm getting flashbacks to 2005 here, and here goes Formula Danny breezing past Limitless into turn 1, and it's the Hungarian who reigns supreme here as James lines up Ben, Justin.
I saw this in the background. I thought this might be coming pretty quickly. I think Hypers did get past TMF Marduk already pretty quickly. Maybe this is a replay of that. This is indeed. Oh no! And Ben's done a Hayden and just dropped it at the Casio triangle. He's given a bit of front wing damage to Hypers as well. Let's see, where is Hypers relative to the battle at the front? He's nowhere near it, so he's not going to be pressuring the top two. Certainly not now with that front wing damage. TMF Marduk drops down to 4th position as a result of that spin, or that slide, really. It wasn't a full-on spin. But this battle is still going on between Alex Gillen and James Baldwin as they head into the Degners now for the final time of this race. Up the inside goes Alex Gillen. Here comes Simon Vigang. He's going to also relegate the Haas. This could put him alongside Alex Gillen. Can he get the inside line into the hairpin as well? Not quite. Alex Gillen does a great job of defending that position. James is coming back at Simon, but no, Simon's going to maintain that position. It's a long, flat-out run down towards Spoon Curve. I expect Alex Gillen is going to be defending to the inside, going to be staying to the left-hand side of the circuit, but actually Simon hangs back for the meantime. I think he's worried about trying to make the overtake on Alex and possibly losing a position to James as a result of it. Here they come out of Spoon Curve now, exiting full throttle for the final time again. They've got just a few corners to go. Formula Danny, meanwhile, is going to win the race here ahead of Limitless, but it is an Alfa Romeo 1-2, and that is going to be a huge points haul for them.
Huge points haul then for the Alphas, as you say. Formula Danny takes the victory here in Suzuka, snatching it off his teammate on the final lap. Look at this though, Simon Vigang is just about going to be 5th, isn't he? Alex Gillen just holding off Veloce James in the run to the line. And I tell you what, Hypers, oh, look at this from Storm. Down the inside he goes on Hayden Gullis. And is Hayden going to lose another place? Oh, Storm's in a spin. A big spin. Almost crashes in the same barrier as we've seen earlier from Isaac. And he loses his point. And it goes to, who was it that got it? It was the other Williams, wasn't it, that got it, I think, on the line. I'm not too sure who nicked it there. Karki, I think. But no, Karki had a penalty. So Niren gets a point in the end. Incredible. Well done to Niren. But let's have a look then at the final results from what was a hectic race. It really was. Daniel Beresney takes the victory and gets the fastest lap as well. 26 points in the bag. James Doherty, second. His first proper strong result in the squad sprint and only his second race. Tomek, third position. 15 points once again. Picking up a podium. It might not be enough today though to hold on to the championship lead, but he's in there. Ben Daly, another 4th place. It could have been a podium. Well, if it wasn't for that spin, I suppose he'll have to take that 4th quite happily. Simon Vigang, 5th in the end. Alex Gillen came home in 6th with another strong result. James Baldwin, he was limping around with the front wing pretty much all race long and did well to come home in 7th. Tom Martinez came home 8th. Hayden Gullis did his best to throw away the points for Racing Point, but in the end clung on to 9th. To pick up, I think, their first point since the opening race in Brazil. Niren then working really hard and scrapping away, Justin, and getting himself a World Championship point, which I'm sure he'll be pleased about.
Incredible race. I cannot believe this. In the championship standings, Danny takes the lead, and by a pretty sizable amount, actually, after picking up that win. and Hyper's struggling a little bit out there. James as well, not quite getting the points that he would have hoped for. So it is 92 to 82. It is now a 10-point gap, and then another 10 points down to James Baldwin, and then Jarno Opmeer not scoring today, still holding on to 4th place position, but Ben Daly moving up into 5th. Again, he was in that podium position today, though, so he could have even put more of a gap between himself and Simon Weigang, who now holds 6th position, ahead of Alex Gillen in 7th, who is on 28 points. And I wanted to mention this earlier, actually. I said in the previous round that Alex Gillen was really bridging that gap between the esports drivers and the content creators, and I gotta say, Benjamin Daly, Tiamat Marduk, has been doing that recently as well, too. He's really been putting on a heck of a showing. Really impressive stuff. TRL Limitless sits in 8th position with 24 points, with Tom in 9th position, just a couple of points back, and then it's 8 points down to Tom 97 HD in 10th position, sitting on 14 points at the moment. In 11th position, it is actually Hayden Gullis after he picks up a couple of points there. Then it's his teammate Eterno Joe in 12th position. Arif, after a disappointing race today due to no fault of his own whatsoever, in 13th position with 8 points, only 1 point ahead of Raggy, who again, another driver that had a bit of a disappointing race. Similar for Isaac as well in 15th position. Niren, again, doing well, picking up a point. It doesn't unfortunately improve his championship standings, but he is only 3 points behind 12th position in this championship. So I'm not discounting Niren from moving up a few positions. He just needs one solid race. Then comes Ryan Littlemore in 17th position, level on points with Jem Bullock-Bossi. And again, it is Liam and Karki who have yet to score so far in this championship.
Yeah, Arav very unlucky in the last few races, running into McLarens in front of him, either spinning or not moving off the grid. So it's been a tough run so far from him. Let's have a look then at the constructors standings. In Alfa Romeo, roar clear at the top on 116 points after that 1-2 finish. Haas F1 second in the standings with 94 points. Storm almost made it 95, but in the final lap had a spin. Renault P3 in the standings with 87. Toro Rosso are 4th with 83. Ferrari at the moment with Ben and Arav. Ben doing the majority of the work there, 40 of the points so far, doing a really good job in 5th, but as we mentioned, Arav has had his troubles in recent weeks. Then it's Red Bull Racing in 6th with Mercedes AMG in 7th, and slowly dropping down the order week by week is the Racing Point team, who were showing us great things in the opening race of the season. It's just gone from bad to worse since then, but Hayden Gullis did manage to scrap a couple of points today. Then a big gap back to Williams Racing, who've got 6 points, and McLaren down at the bottom with just 5. Niren there scoring all 5 points there for them. But that rounds it all off. It was a cracking race today, Justin. Who's your driver of the day going to be?
That's a tough one. I think I would have given it to Ben if he hadn't spun out. And I know I've been very generous with Tiamat Marduk and the driver of the day so far in this second season of SquadSprint. But I think I got to go with the obvious choice here today and give it to Formula Danny. When the time came to make that overtake on his teammate TRL Limitless towards the end of the race, he didn't hesitate. He made it work. He sized him up. He got really close coming up to the back into the Casio triangle, and then made the overtake on the run down towards turn 1. Absolutely clinical, calculated, and completely professional, and showing exactly why he is the Season 1 champion.
Yeah, Justin, I have to totally agree with that. I think Danny Beresney really turned on the style today. Fastest lap as well, just to add to the accolades. And yeah, for me, he was the star of the show out there and a deserving winner of Driver of the Day. But it's not all down to us, folks. We want to hear from you guys in the comment section. Be sure to let us know who your Driver of the Day is. And as I mentioned earlier, what is more embarrassing, crashing into the pit wall or breaking through 130R? We want to hear what you think about that one.
Yes.
Because that's the kind of things you only see in the SquadSprint series, and that's what we love about it most. But remember, folks, as always, 6 PM UK time every Friday, the premiere of the SquadSprint, the following round, comes along. But that's been all from myself, Ginger Andy, and Justin Sutton. Be sure to join us next week as we reach the halfway point. Round 6 of 12 is coming up next week. Thanks for watching. Goodbye. And we are racing.
And that's a big moment for Niren at the Dunlop person.
Look at them all punching up. It's like an actual race start. 3 right into the first corner.
Formula Danny, meanwhile, is going to win the race here ahead of Limitless, but it is an Alfa Romeo 1-2.